Crispus Attucks High School, built in 1927 to serve as the only public high school for the Indianapolis black population. Integrated in 1970 under court-ordered desegregation. Named for a patriot of the American Revolution, Crispus Attucks. Oscar Robertson, class of 1956.
Crispus Attucks was designed to fail. It came out of a political movement to take the black and African-American students out of the public high schools in Indianapolis.
There's a new Negro now, and he's moving, and he says to you, come on and join me, but if you won't, get out of my way, because I'm coming through.
In Indiana, there were no jobs for black people. Blacks were laborers, worked with their hands, and they felt that education was a way out of the terrible, terrible situation that they were involved in.
We weren't asked, do you want integration?
The idea was that if we put them all in one place and the school fails, that's to be expected. There's no need to even ask them to become a part of the public education system anymore.
Put them someplace where we don't have to be bothered with them in the white schools.
African Americans feeling as if they deserved a greater part of the American dream.
The whole city was segregated. You couldn't go downtown, you couldn't go to movies.
Trying to eat at the 5 and 10 cent store. You couldn't sit down. You had to stand at the counter and then go down to the end if some white person came and wanted your place.
Well, that was during the time when there were a few members of the Klan on the school board.
The Ku Klux Klan had long been a part of Indiana government, had long been a part of Indiana society, and a lot of people in Indianapolis took their cue from that.
They denied us the opportunity to go to a school of our choice. I'm glad they did.
We were in a community where everything we did was black. The only thing white in this school was the paper we wrote on.
Crispus Attucks was a symbol of pride for the black community. At least that's what it became.
This was it. Crispus Attucks High School was the only thing you had going for you. And if you didn't take advantage of it, you'd just be left behind.
We had black teachers, 90% of whom had master's and doctor's degrees.
We had one that had 11 degrees, Dr. Martin Finney.
They brought them from the East and from the South here to Indianapolis to teach high school. So these kids got a prep school education in a setting that was not intended to be successful at all.
It had such a reputation that if they had opened the white high schools to us, we probably wouldn't have gone.
Ray Crow was a very loved and endeared man in the history of high school basketball in his state, maybe the nation.
Ray Crow had come to Indianapolis to be a coach, and he set them in motion. They became the Flying Tigers.
So a lot of times the ball never touched the floor. Just zip, 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 boom, lay it up.
Mr. Crow always told us, you gotta get 10 points ahead before it becomes even. And, we're playing against 5 guys and 2 referees, and that's how he put it there. We were playing against 7 people.
And a foul is going to be called on Robertson. That's his first.
Referees did not like us. They were biased. No matter what anyone says, you feel those things.
Ray had one thing he used to tell them all the time. He said, the team that puts the ball in the basket the most times wins the game. You cannot change what that referee said. Yeah, I was wrong, but you can't change. Just go put the ball in the basket more.
He made sure we played basketball and leave the officiating to the officials. He made sure that we got out in front and we stayed. And we did that. We did that, and we did it well.
Well, now, I don't sing very well, so I'll do the best I can. Oh, Tech is rough, and Tech is tough. They can beat everybody, but they can't beat us.
Crispus Attucks have to travel 40, 50, 60 miles away to small little towns and small little schools to play. And at first, they were a curiosity. They wanted to see the black kids play.
We were head and shoulders above anybody in the state. I'm not bragging, but we just were.
We averaged close to 80 points a ball game in 32 minutes.
We feared them. You knew you had a 10% chance of winning. We feared Crispus Attucks because they were so good.
We played harder than the other team. We played better. Everything was better. That's how you win.
Skip, bop, beat 'em. That's the crazy song. That's the crazy song. Yeah!
We knew that we were after something that had never been accomplished before, but we knew what the prize was going to be.
To be the first black team to win the state championship in the country.
Here was their chance to put Crispus Attucks on the map for something that's very important in Indiana, more important than some other things, and that's basketball.
There was only one spot for Crispus Attucks. It's number one. There's nothing else.
All the tournaments were played at Hinkle, at Butler Fieldhouse at the time we called it.
Everybody wanted tickets. There were never enough tickets.
We joined 10, 15,000 people, and colleges weren't drawing that many people back then, you know.
It was first come, first served, open seating. You grabbed any seat you could and held on to it, because if you got up to go to the restroom when you came back, you did not have a seat.
There was euphoria in the city among the blacks.
It was a happening for them to go out there and really feel good about the success.
The excitement built throughout the year. When Attucks continued to win, you kind of knew that they were going to go all the way.
The final game was awesome. I don't think I could talk for a week.
It was like walking on a cloud to think that you had won the championship after all those struggling years.
We showed you. You said we couldn't, and we did.
We didn't really realize what we had done till later years, I'll tell you the truth. We just thought we won a tournament, you know.
The procedure was, when a team won, you would be on the fire truck, and you would circle Monument Circle.
These other teams that won, they'd go downtown and they'd get off the fire truck and they would take pictures.
Didn't do that for Attucks.
They weren't going to do the usual thing and take us around the circle and throughout the city and celebrate. We went around the circle once and came straight out to our park in our neighborhood.
You expect thinking you're going out on the circle, the great monument circle to celebrate, and then they tell you, no, you can't go down there, they're afraid you're going to tear it up.
I think it hurt, yes, no doubt about it.
Why we weren't allowed? Because we were black.
They just thought that we would probably tear up the town. You see, we had won the championship and everybody was jumping and hollering and everything.
All we did was win a championship for the city of Indianapolis, the first team to win, all black. Maybe they were offended by that.
Even at the height of their popularity, they could still not go downtown and have lunch at the lunch counter.
We always had to yell for ourselves. Nobody ever yelled for us, even during the tournaments. They sided with the team who was playing against us.
It's as if someone's finally saying to you, okay, as good as you are, you're still not good enough to be included in our group. You're still not worthy of the trust and accolades and accomplishment recognition that you deserve. You're still black.
I think society sometimes don't understand the toughness of individuals and what they can take. But black people were tough people. They had to be tough. They had to overcome these things, They had to do it, you had to do it in spite of whatever was out there, because otherwise you fail, you expire. Oscar Robertson, class of 1956.
Bill Hampton, 1955.
Albert Spurlock, assistant coach.
Willie Merriweather, class of 1955.
John Gibson, class of 1956.
And it's not about winning this trophy or winning this contest. It's about preparing yourself for life. Betty Crow, class of 1948.
Stamina, endurance, courage, pride to be an Attucks Tiger. And that's what it's all about. Maxine Stanley Coleman, cheerleader, class of 1956.
The 1955 Crispus Attucks Tigers state champion.
55 years later, all the guys on that team get on that fire truck and parade around the circle just to legitimize the fact that we do recognize you as state champions and all that you've done.
It was a long time coming, but today it's recognized, and that's a good thing.
I've always taught that if you don't remember the history, you'll relive it again.
Some young black kids went out, did what they said we couldn't do, and we did it under all those adverse conditions,
It had a great impact because it gave the black athletes, as well as the black students and the black adults, a light at the end of the tunnel.
We're not going to recognize limitations. We're not going to recognize all those setbacks. We're going to be successful in spite of those. And that comes directly from the strength and spirit of Crispus Attucks.